You want bigger freaking juice daddies hanging out the sides of your shirts? Slow your roll, brother. Slow your roll right down. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make that is like, to me, very glaring, can easily be addressed is tempo. If you're training to build muscle, you want to do it in a slow, controlled motion. I think one of the best examples, just a stereotypical typical exercise, is curl. We always talk about curls anyways. So bicep curl, when you're doing it, don't pause at the top, don't pause at the bottom. Keep that weight in constant, smooth motion and force the tension to be on your biceps. And actually think about the bicep as you do it. This will help you improve your tempo. As you're lowering the weight, imagine that bicep stretching out. And then don't go all the way down, or like just come up so that if you fully lock out and your arm's hanging straight down, as I mentioned in other videos, the bicep isn't really doing anything. It's good practice to like just maybe not quite go all the way down, or if you're doing curls with a barbell, put your arm forward, or if you're doing the dumbbell, turn your arm out to the side, as I've mentioned in other videos, to help keep that tension on the bicep. And then as you curl up, picture it shortening, getting tight, and you should feel it, and then lower it down. Try closing your eyes and just nice and smooth. So when you're not thinking about like really doing the movement, you're thinking about moving the muscle. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that, or that isn't their focus, and that was me for a long time too. It makes a huge difference if you, as you go to do an exercise, we're just talking about the bicep curl in this case, you're thinking about moving the muscle. You're stretching that muscle out, you're shortening that muscle and contracting it. You're stretching it out, you're shortening and contracting, rather than I'm bringing the weight up, I'm lowering the weight down. Because a lot of times I see things where like people bring the weight up and then it's like up here and their elbows are way up and it's like there's no tension, or their tempo's all weird where like they bring it up and then they just drop it down, and the negative is actually the most important part of the movement, where you really want to accentuate that and lower it down in a slow, controlled way. It's just a simple little thing where if you shift your focus from, instead of moving the weight, I'm trying to move the muscle, and just some basic understanding of anatomy of like where the bicep is and like how it should feel for it to stretch out and contract, it's going to allow you to do that. And you're going to get way more out of your lifts, way more. That's if you're building muscle. If you're training for performance or strength, don't do that at all. It's a completely different ball game where you're focused on moving the weight, or you're focused on moving your body in an athletic way. But if you're trying to train the muscle, you're trying to train for muscle growth, I think that's one of the biggest things, is to just make sure that you're doing it slow, smooth, and controlled, so that you put that emphasis onto the muscle. That's it. That's a super short little tight vid, and example through the bicep curl, but any exercise it can be like that. I hope that helps you to grow your freaking guns. Peace.